Coming up, we're less than 24 hours until the first football Friday night. We'll have a breakdown of the area teams and every conference in Region 8.
And who has the best football fans in Region 8? We go up close with one of the best rivalries in the area. The Football Friday Night Preseason Special starts now.
Central Dealerships presents the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
Good evening and welcome to this 30-minute live preview of the upcoming high school football season. I'm Blake Gwynn.
And I'm Common Enchev. Over the next half hour, we'll go through each conference, taking a look at the favorites and where we might see some surprises. We also preview our very first game of the week.
Absolutely, but we get underway with a look at the Jonesboro Hurricane, a team that's been to the state semifinals 4 seasons in a row. The real question, will they get over that hump this year? They're going to be young, though. The Canes graduated 71% of their offensive production last year. They do bring back big-time runner Keedron Brunson and, of course, receiver Jonathan Adams, but will have a sophomore quarterback or quarterbacks. Head coach Randy Coleman says A.J. Aycock and Tyson Williams will split snaps in the season opener against Valley View.
Well, I mean, I know the philosophy, that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. Well, I don't believe in that philosophy. We got 2 guys that play really well. They showed it last week in our scrimmage game, and our thought process is, if one of those guys is not playing, then we've got a good player that's on the bench.
It's good because we get to learn from each other and we get to talk about what's going on and learn the playbook better and just get closer and try to help our team win.
It's been a great honor to be a part of a quarterback competition for such a great school like Jonesboro. And Tyson, he's a great player. It's been fun.
Jonesboro opens the season against Valley View tomorrow night at Centennial Bank Stadium.
Moving to the 5A East Conference, the past few seasons it's been a 2-horse race. Batesville and Wynn have been the teams to beat, but will it be the same this season? The last 4 years, the 5A East has been decided between Batesville and Wynn.
Batesville's 3 of them, and we were 1. But, in the last 4 years, it's kind of come down to that game. That's been a big game. Coach King does a great job. They have a great program.
And Wynn's they have an outstanding program. Coach Hill does a great job down there with that program.
Wynn lost 20 seniors, including quarterback Ross Trail, who left for Cincinnati. So the Yellow Jackets have switched to a running flexbone offense.
Well, it's growing pains. We've been throwing the ball the last 4 years, and we installed it this spring. And, at times we look pretty good, and at times we look like we installed it on the way out. But, we're continuing to work hard, continue to film practice, fix our mistakes, and hopefully be ready to play.
I think the flexbone was the best choice for a change for us. We got a lot of speed. We got a lot of physical players.
As usual, Batesville started its practice pretty early, 6:59 a.m., but this year there's no Kenton Crawford. The star senior quarterback graduated last year, and it's going to be a tough position to fill.
Going to be really tough to replace Ken. We think we've got a young man, Zach Griffin, a junior who's really looking good to this point, just needs some seasoning. As I tell him every day, he's a lot better athlete. He's got to get a little bit more confident.
It's a big loss. Kenton was really good, but Zach's doing good. He's learning the offense really well, and he's throwing it around pretty good.
But Batesville has a lot of young talent. The sophomores and juniors on the team went undefeated in junior high. Meanwhile, Wynn has a 1,000-yard rusher and receiver back. Both teams want to win conference, but have even bigger goals.
Our goals are the same as every year, win conference champs and hopefully be state champs.
Go back to state and get a championship this year. We got to take it 1 week at a time.
Here are the Football Friday Night preseason projected standings in the 5A East Conference. Batesville and Wynn are at the top again, with the Pioneers finishing first, but there's a lot of talent right behind them. Nettleton, Forest City, and Blytheville could all be contenders. Rounding out the conference picks, Valley View, GCT, and Paragould. The big question with the 5A East, though, will there be a team like Nettleton, Forest City, Blytheville that could split the Batesville Win 1-2 finish at the top?
Yeah, if I had to make a pick, I'd probably go with Nettleton. They have a lot of returning talent, including a top-notch running back. I saw Nettleton in a scrimmage game against Osceola, and Joe Frazier has a good line to run behind. Kobe Cricht taking snaps. They're fast, they're physical, they're explosive. But Forest City could also be a big factor. They played Jonesboro tough in a scrimmage game not too long back. They bring some good backs into the equation. Deviante Foster, Deontay Hunt. Wouldn't surprise me at all if one of those teams snuck up and got between Batesville and Wynn at some point in that race. The 3-4A conference is always a fun one to cover. In the past few seasons has been a battle at the very top. Here's our projected standings with a big disclaimer here. Pocahontas, Gosnell, Highland, all contenders, could be interchangeable, but Pocahontas tabbed in our #1 slot. Truman, Westside, Brooklyn, Cave City, and Harrisburg rounding out our final spots. Now, last season, the top 3 in our projections tied for the conference title there.
Certainly a great battle. The question this season, which team brings the most back and can separate? Pocahontas earned their share of the title, and the 1 seed last season, junior quarterback Reese Coates is back, and so is junior running back Barkley Sorg. But the 2 stars will have an entirely new offensive line to protect them.
Well, you know, it all really just depends on our offensive line. I mean, as long as they're working and they're doing what they're supposed to do, we can do pretty much anything.
I really expect that our defense will play really good this year. I know we had a good time last year, and that's what won a lot of our games, was being able to stop the other team.
We've had great participation this summer, probably had one of the best off seasons I've ever been a part of. Been very intense. Expectations are extremely high.
Not to be overlooked ever in the 3-4A is the talent of Gosnell. They were one of the teams sharing the title last year. Gosnell loses some talent, but also returns some experience. A big key for Gary Moody's crew this year is the running game, led by All-State running back and 1,200-yard rusher Carlos Blackman.
The ones we are having back are impact players. We feel like we've got certainly a few of the better players in the league, and probably we feel like we've got a couple of players that are among the tops in the state at our classification, and we're going to lean heavy on those guys to be leaders for us.
We don't have that many starters coming back, but we got quite a few players coming back. I just try to be better than I was last year, try to have more yards.
We know if we play our game, we play how we want to play. We've got one of the best running backs in the state, Carlos, and we got a great coaching staff, so we're confident in any game we play.
Now went in. Highland was the 3rd team in that 3-4A 3-way tie. They have a new head coach after Spencer Hill departed the program. Adam Carter takes over after decades around the program and 8 years as an assistant. The Rebels also lose Division I players Deion Stewart to Arkansas and Avery Johnson to Arkansas State. They do bring back 3-year starting quarterback Reed Magg to help lead the charge.
He's so calm back there, and he knows the offense. And he and I have sat down in the offseason and looked at what we're tweaking, and I've kind of made him an offensive coordinator on the field. You know, if he sees something, he'll let me know.
I mean, me and Coach Carter, we've always gotten along great, and I love him as a head coach, and I love him as a guy. I mean, he's a great guy, but he knows the offense, and I mean, he can run it, and he knows what he's doing.
So many guys that are going to go as hard as they can. May not have as much natural skill as Avery and Deion, but they're going to work just as hard to get it done. So, I mean, I think we're going to be perfectly fine without Avery and Deion this year.
Still to come on the Football Friday Night Preseason Special. We just wrapped up talking about one 3-way tie. We're about to talk about another close conference race, previewing the 3-3A next.
And you can probably name a few great football rivalries off the top of your head, but how many more fierce than Corning versus Piggott? We'll talk about it with the fans coming up.
Here's how the competition reacts when they find out about the deals at Central Buick GMC. And here's how our customers react when they get a great deal at Central Buick GMC. With Central's meter beat pricing, it's hard to get a better deal anywhere else. That's why our customers come here to get a great deal that they deserve, like the 2015 Sierra with up to $10,005 off. So come see this great deal and more at the home of meter beat pricing, Central Buick GMC.
One thing we know here in Region 8, trust is earned over time, year after year. For more than 5 decades, we've been here for you through good times, through hard times, through it all together.
And it's your stories that remind us of what's really important, of who we are,
of where we're going. We'll be here for you.
Together, we are Region 8.
The new weather app from Region 8 News. New features. A whole new level of keeping your family safe. The power and precision of the Region 8 Storm Team. Plus the customization you want. Now with pinpoint radar accuracy. Targeted warnings where you live. And the power to alert your family and friends wherever they are. Download the free Region 8 weather app. Text weather app to 52488 or search KAIT in your app store today.
The Fowler Center at Arkansas State is your source for world-class culture and entertainment. Noted actor and activist Mike Farrell plays Dr. David Keeling, the scientist whose research first alerted the world about global warming. A highly acclaimed one-man show that combines a personal journey with a very human portrait of a great scientist. For tickets and information, call the number on your screen or online at yourfowlercenter.com. The Fowler Center, where culture comes alive.
Central Dealerships presents the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
Welcome back, folks. The 3-3A Conference, one of the toughest in high school sports.
Yeah, definitely. The last few seasons, Hoxie, Osceola, and Rivercrest have all been near the top. But will things change this year? Last year, Hoxie and Osceola split the conference title with Rivercrest right behind them. This year, all three teams are very confident.
I feel like this is the strongest team to go through Hoxie in at least a decade.
Actually, I dream about being in state because it means a lot to me and my team, and we really want that ring this year.
Lead my team to Little Rock, get them a state-winning ring.
Winning state is the ultimate goal, but first comes a conference title. Here are a few keys to winning the 3-3A.
Focus and discipline.
It's going to have to be get off to a good start. Last year, lost one early. In our conference, you lose one, you're pretty much not going to win at all.
That's what we preach to our kids. That's what we want. We want them to believe that they should be in the hunt for conference championship every year.
And all three teams have embraced the conference battles.
You want to play these teams that are good, and you want to play the teams that you have these little rivalry with. And you don't have rivalries with bad teams.
And it's a dogfight. It really is. Every Friday. We kept this conference together for a few years now, and we're getting some good rivalries.
I think it's good for the conference. It's good for the state. A lot of good players. Everybody playing good.
Osceola has a strong offensive line, a fullback, and a talented receiver. But we'll have to fill the void of running back Tevin James, who accounted for 22 touchdowns and more than 2,000 yards in 2014. Rivercrest's biggest strength is the running game, with All-State running back and 1,800-yard-plus rusher Cecil Langston, but the Colts need to improve a defense that allowed more than 30 points per game last year. Hoxie loses its two-time All-State quarterback Cole Sears and all-conference running back Gunnar Cook, but the Mustangs return a good receiving core and a strong offensive line.
I think we can do it. Hoxie can do it, especially with our receivers and our defense. I think we've got it.
Well, it's not to go co-champions, but it is to win the championship. We'd like to win it outright this year. And like I said, we missed the opportunity last year. We thought we had that in our bag.
Well, we always set up we want to win the conference. I mean, we win the conference, then we go from there.
Moving to the 3-2A, here's our projected standings. Still a tight race at the top of the 3-2A. Really, any of those top three could go there. Mark Tree, Walnut Ridge battling for that fourth spot in the projection. Keep in mind, just a projection. Salem, Rector, and Midland rounding out our projections. This conference could have any combination of winners and playoff seedings, but probably the team returning the most is Cross County. The T-Birds were 9-4 last season, made that run to the state semifinals. They bring back All-State running back Anthony Davis. Cross County also returns 3 of their offensive linemen to protect Davis. The Earl Bulldogs were in the state title game last season, runner-ups to Junction City. They're losing 13 seniors, 4 starting offensive linemen, but the Bulldogs return several key skill position players like All-State running back Richard Merritt and sophomore sensation Gary Bohannon at quarterback. EPC loses its 2-time All-State quarterback Aaron Scales, who is also a star on defense, but EPC does return a lot of experience in the backfield. Clay Malone, who played receiver, he was the backup QB last year. He takes over as the new starting quarterback this year. Now, when we visited EPC, they all acknowledge Malone does have big shoes to fill, but say that they do have full confidence in his abilities. And the question becomes now, is this just a three-team race, or is there another team back there that has the ability to break this mix up?
It's a great question. It's hard to say, but it would appear that if anyone is going to bust up these three teams, it'd have to be Mark Tree or Walnut Ridge. Right. Mark Tree has a brand new head coach, but I saw them in a jamboree in Truman, and they ran the ball at will with great speed. D'Angelo Griffin's just one of their big-time runners who can really make some explosive plays. Cody Wallace takes over this team and seems to have them playing some really good football, so it wouldn't surprise me if they slip in there. Another team to watch, Walnut Ridge. They were a playoff team last year, and they're well coached with Coach Larry Treadway. The Bobcats also returned quarterback Will Wire and an Iron Man like Martin Chrysler. If I had to pick, Mark Tree would be the sleeper in this conference, but don't ever count Walnut Ridge out. And certainly a fun conference to watch, Blake. Let's not forget Salem played Walnut Ridge within 2 points last season and took Mark Tree to overtime. Can't totally forget about that.
Absolutely not. Again, 2 OT games, and then they had that other game. So cannot forget about the Salem Greyhounds there. Still to come on the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
We're tired of hearing Piggott talk.
I think he said his piece there. It's a heated rivalry between Corning and Piggott, as you can tell. We'll talk to the fans coming up next.
Region 8 never ceases to amaze us with their ongoing support and generosity of the Gamble's Give Back mattress program. We have collected over $3,000 in school supplies to give to local schools and donated over 100 mattresses to area kids in need.
And we would also like to give a special thanks to Serta Mattress Company, Gearhead Outfitters, and Skinny Jay's Restaurant for their support in the Gamble's Give Back promotion.
From our family to yours, we say thank you.
Our customers agree nobody beats a Central Chevrolet deal. Here's why.
Unlike the rest, we have the best selection and the highest ranked service department in Northeast Arkansas.
And right now, check out these great deals. This 2015 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 with up to $10,110 off. And don't forget the 2015 Sonic LT with up to $3,000 off MSRP. Remember, nobody beats a Central deal at Central Chevrolet Cadillac, the home of meet or beat pricing.
This is where hometown legends were made. On the field, there was something different in the air. You could taste it, even hear it. Most of all, you could feel it. Everyone was easy to find because they were all at the big game. Remember how football brought us together? Some things never change. Football Friday night, a Region 8 tradition. Presented by Baird Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Bring your pup to Walnut Ridge and run in the 5th annual Thumperthon 5K, Saturday, September 12th, 9 a.m. in Walnut Ridge. This is a flat, fast course for runners, walkers, and your furry friends. Plus a free kids fun run ages 12 and under. Thumperthon will benefit the Northeast Arkansas Humane Society and is made possible by Kavanaugh Chevrolet Buick GMC, Walmart, Barton, St. Bernard's, Animal Medical Center of Jonesboro, Family Inc., as well as these fine sponsors. So join us for the Thumperthon 5K, Saturday, September 12th, 9 a.m. in Walnut Ridge. Register now at thumperthon.com.
Central Dealerships presents the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
Got a lot of good rivalries in our area, and you can make a case for several of them to be the best.
Yeah, but it's really, really hard to top the passion of the Piggott and Corning rivalry. Jeremy Stout takes over as the new head coach at Corning after previously serving as the defensive coordinator. The Bobcats snuck into the playoffs last year. Their quarterback is back, but as usual, the plan is to run the ball. Running is something Piggott did well last year as well. The Mohawks are losing 2 good running backs, but have 2 guys to plug in, plus their QB is back to a team that just missed the playoffs. Both towns have their eyes on the postseason, but also winning the rivalry and famous Rice Bowl game.
And every year, in the last 3 years, we've done it. 3 times repeated this Rice Bowl that they've acclaimed the name of this game now, you know.
We're tired of hearing Piggott talk. We're tired of seeing them talk about the Rice Bowl and having won 3 in a row and all of this garbage. In my opinion, they've lucked up, but it's coming back to the house this time.
Oh, well, by no choice. The Mohawks have the better fans.
I say that's garbage. There's no way Piggott's got better fans than Corning does.
Over here at Piggott, they've got big goals for the season. It's a long way to go until the Corning game, but the players are already thinking about it. And here at Corning, they're fired up about this game. The senior class hasn't won the last few years, and they want it back before they graduate.
We want to beat them pretty bad, and we're going to do it. We keep on working hard and getting stronger every day.
Pretty big. It's pretty big. It means a lot to us to be able to play in that game, and hopefully, I say we win this game. If we beat them this year, to say that my whole high school career we went undefeated against them, it's pretty big.
A lot of pride seeing your school, know that you have something up there in the trophy case, that you did that.
It's a big deal to beat Corny for us. At one time, they beat us 17 years in a row. And in our locker room, when we go in there in the weight room, it's up on the wall. They beat us 17 years in a row. So every day we see that, and it's never going to happen again.
It's becoming actually a bigger rivalry, since the Rice Bowl's come around. We've come up short the past few years, obviously, but we're going to come after them this year, and we're going to be ready for them.
Corning's got the premier football program over the last 40 years around here. It is what it is. They've won. And I think the difference between our fans and their fans right now is our fans are hungry. They're starving to death for a conference championship.
2 teams, 1 trophy, and only 1 winner in 2015.
Pickett has made quite the name for themselves in the football fan playoff voting. They're in the championship round taking on Salem for bragging rights to the best high school football fans in Region 8. Salem upset the likes of Batesville and Jonesboro to get here. Pickett over 1,200 votes last night to knock off EPC. Championship starts Monday, lasts until Friday, so be sure to visit KIT8.com, click sports at the top of the page. So this poses a really good question, Kyle, something I want to talk about here. What's something that you've seen that's kind of really taken note out of this football fan playoff?
Sure. Well, you just saw it on your screen there. It was 2 number 9 seeds. Number 9 versus number 9.
Yeah.
Well, the seeding wasn't great, but a lot of the lower seeds in the smaller towns were the ones that really pushed forward, really made a good run on that. And Pickett and Salem, 2 of the 9 seeds, 2 of the smaller teams in our viewing area, and they're right there battling for the championship. Another quick thing, the passion. These fans really get into it. They're like, how can we be losing? How could this happen?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Somebody accused me of rigging the vote last night. And you know what? I loved every minute of it because that's how much you care. And that means you've got some of the best football fans in Region 8. Gotta love what we've got. Still to come on the Football Friday Night Preseason Special, we've got high school football cranking up tomorrow night. We'll preview our very first game of the week. That's next.
It's the model year end, so it's time for the Bottom Line Sales Event at Central Nissan. We're unleashing the biggest savings throughout the Nissan lineup, like the 2015 Altima for only $17,990, or get this 2015 Rogue for as low as $20,990, and the 2015 Murano for a low price of $28,990. These are a few. Come see the rest during the Bottom Line Sales Event at Central Nissan, the home of meet or beat pricing.
Join us for a night of stars under the stars, presented by Engines Inc. and the Everyday Chef, Monday night, September 14th, 6 p.m. at the Silos in Bono. A night under the stars will benefit the Children's Shelter and will showcase the Broadway tenors, featuring Jonesboro's own Matt Cavanaugh and Kyle Dean Massey. So join us for a magical night filled with music, food, and dancing. For tickets, call Amy Pickens at 870-882-2941 or Fran Cavanaugh at 870-761-3990. Visit night-of-stars.org.
Red Wolves Nation, now is the time for you to pitch in and buy 10,000 season tickets for our First and 10K promotion.
I've got my tickets. You go get yours.
We got our tickets. Now you guys get yours.
I've got my tickets. Do you have yours?
We truly are building the future together.
We're truly building the future together.
First and 10K. First and 10K.
We truly are building the future together. First and 10K.
When severe storms threaten.
Right through here is the area that we had that had the strongest winds.
Seconds matter. That's why alerting you first is the most important thing we do.
You need to take cover.
Advanced warning so you can be prepared.
I had just gotten a message on my phone through y'all's app.
We have team coverage of today's storm damage.
On air, online, and on mobile.
We continue to track those storms as they move out of here.
Be the first to know. Download the Region 8 Weather app. Central Dealerships presents the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
You all know the Football Friday Night, the best place to get Region 8 high school sports coverage. But we also know that sometimes you just can't catch it because you're on your way home, you have other obligations. But you can always watch it on the go. All you got to do is download this Region 8 News app on your phone. Now, once you get it, you can just go to this little section right up here. We're going to walk you through it. You go to Region 8 News Live. Now, what this does is you can actually watch these on the go. Region 8 News, Football Friday Night, will pull up live right here. You can watch us as you go. Now, I know you may be driving and you can't can't watch it when you drive, you can always plug it in before you start. You can listen to it. If you're a passenger in the car, you can watch it. If you can't do that, you just forget or something like that, you can also watch the replay. To do that, you just hit that very same little button at the top, and then you go to Sports with Video, and then Region 8 Sports Video. The replays of Football Friday Night will be uploaded in this section within an hour after the show. Now remember, please don't use your phone and drive. Don't watch your phone and drive. Get it going before you get started and listen. Have a passenger do it for you. You can always watch later. Stay with us. We'll preview our game of the week when the Football Friday Night Preseason Special continues.
At Bill's Fresh Market, we know you want quality. That's why we have the best products at the best price. This week, get whole beef brisket, $2.97 a pound. Gold bananas, 48 cents a pound. Pepsi 12 packs, 4 for $12. Bill's Fresh Market, your meat store.
This Friday night, Crowley's Ridge Raceway, the Labor Day Classic, presented by Baird Auto Group at Crowley's Ridge Raceway. The Outlaw Modified, MSCA Wing Sprint, the Super Late Model, plus Wendell Wallace and Kyle Beard, and more. The Labor Day Classic, Friday night at Crowley's Ridge Raceway, Highway 351 between Jonesboro and Paragould. Don't miss the action. Friday night, adults $20, kids $10, 5 and under free. Friday night, the Labor Day Classic. The Labor Day Classic at Crowley's Ridge Raceway on 351 between Jonesboro and Paragould.
I'm Rich, and I support the Jonesboro Hurricanes.
Go Batesville Pioneers.
I'm Colby Turner, and I support the EPC Warriors.
Go Brooklyn Bearcats.
Go Broward Chickasaw.
I'm Zach Gartman, and I support the Middleton Raiders.
Valley View, Hoxie, home of the Mustangs.
Go Hornets.
Go Westside Warriors.
Central Dealership supports Region 8 high school football. Yeah.
Nearly 1 in 4 Arkansas high school students will have abused prescription drugs by their senior year. Thankfully, there's something we can do. The Rotary Clubs of Arkansas maintain a number of secure 24-hour collection boxes across the state. By simply disposing of your expired prescription drugs at one of these locations, you'll be keeping your old medications from being abused by your children or their friends.
Join us for Arkansas Drug Take-Back Day, September 26th at these locations.
Severe weather can strike at any time. The Region 8 Weather app is your first alert. Stay ahead of severe weather and keep your family safe. Download the Region 8 Weather app today. Search KAIT in your app store. This is KAIT Jonesboro. Central Dealerships presents the Football Friday Night Preseason Special.
The Crosstown Showdown is our Week 1 game of the week. Jonesboro versus Valley View at Centennial Bank Stadium tomorrow night. This will be the final game between these two teams for the foreseeable future, and as it stands, there isn't an all-Jonesboro non-conference matchup planned again for the immediate term. Jonesboro excited for that rare opportunity for them to play someone close to them.
And my first impression is that, this is the last time that two city schools are going to play each other in a non-conference game and maybe, quite a while. So, it's a big game for us. I'm sure it's a big game for them. And, we're not fortunate enough to be in a conference where we get to play a school that's in town. So, we've tried to keep those rivalries, around and going. But this is going to be the last one for a while, so it's a big game.
Valley View plays Nettleton in conference play, so the Blazers are used to all Jonesboro matchups. But this will be the last time they'll play at Centennial Bank Stadium for a while and take on the rival school just down the road. They know they've got their work cut out for them, but are excited about the game.
Well, it's going to be a tough matchup for us. They, great athletes, great coaching staff. They've been in the semifinals the last few years, and they expect to win. So it's a tough matchup for us. It's going to be a great atmosphere out at Arkansas State, so we're excited about that. But we're trying to get our kids prepared for it to try to get a win.
Here's a list of games we're covering besides the game of the week. A grand total of 12 games will be bringing your way tomorrow night. Our crew will be out, so say hello. Laura, Taylor, Austin, Kirsten, Jorge, Nathan, Aaron, Eric, Ryan, among with you and myself. Comment if you see our crew, please stop by and say hello. We love to see you. Highlights of all these games tomorrow night at 10:15 on Football Friday Night.
And with that, it's hard to believe 30 minutes have come and gone, but we're all out of time. This isn't the last you'll be seeing of us, though.
No, man. Time does fly. You don't have to wait on us, be away from us for long, though. Football Friday night again tomorrow night at 10:15. Remember to check out our show on the Region 8 News app if you aren't near a TV. And again, thank you so much for watching that Football Friday Night Preseason Special. For Kamenechev and myself, we appreciate you tuning in. We look forward to this high school football season. And so long until we meet again.